Welcome back to Invest Global. If you're looking to make profits during this market correction, if you're looking to increase your overall altcoin bag or your Bitcoin bag during this dip, this is the video for you. Now, today we'll be talking about Unimex and Bitcoin. What exactly is going on in this chart? What has been happening during this kind of consolidation phase? What this recent price push towards the upside means? If we will be pushing back down, all of that will be covered in today. But the most important things is when you're looking at what is the on-ramp, where are you actually buying crypto? Where are you trading crypto? Well, are you using a centralized exchange or are you using a decentralized exchange? We've talked a lot about decentralized exchanges like Uniswap in the past, how you can trade without this counterparty risk of having the exchange be shut down, without having the exchange be hacked. Just look at Mt. Gox. Just look at all these other exchanges during the 2017 bull run. Now, in the 2017 bull run, one of the things that we saw is a lot of people on paper got very, very wealthy based on their holdings, but they weren't able to exit or they weren't able to trade because these exchanges got shut down. Now, what is the reason for this? Centralization. Now, Unimex solves this problem, especially with their version 2, where you can trade up to 10x leverage. We'll be talking a lot more about that in today's video, so definitely stay tuned for that. It's one of the most important things in this market is, okay, how can you make a profit when the market's going up and when it's going down? Well, that really comes to setting proper stop losses, setting up risk management, and all these different things that we talk about in Global TA, the Global Technical Analysis series, absolutely for free on this YouTube channel, where we basically break down all these different things where a lot of other people are charging thousands of dollars for, how to trade, how to make profits in capital markets. I talk about everything from Forex to trading commodities to stocks to even things like the blockchain, where you have all these different crypto assets that are extremely volatile and you can make incredible gains. Just look at this recent kind of pump up here with Bitcoin after this market drop here, right? So we saw this drop and now we just had this 21% gain. Now, let's say you were trading on Unimex and you had this 10x leverage where you can trade on Ethereum, BSC, and Matic, which is that layer 2 scaling solution. So on Polygon, you have that 10x gain, so 200%. You just did incredible gains. And if you were able to do that correctly, like I said, I kind of talked about, in this pattern we were in, we will see this harsh push back upwards, and now we could see a little push back down. We will see this consolidation, how you can measure move, see these price targets out of, okay, how are we going to trade this market? How are we going to see what are the price targets we're looking at? And in the past, I had this drawn one other different way. So I had the Bitcoin charts drawn like this, where it was a bit of a descending triangle, and you could still do this actually. So you could say, okay, these are just kind of fake outs, right? So like this was just a wick down, this was just kind of a fake wick down, but this is what's kind of made me change my mind a little bit, right? So it kind of almost looks like this reverse head and shoulders if you zoom in a bit, right? So if you zoom in a bit, you can see almost like, you see shoulder there, head there. That could have been that nice little trade there, which I will tell you, I was able to make that trade. And using something like Unimex is incredible because, again, you don't have that risk of, okay, if you're using Binance and you're in the US and you're using a VPN, well, what if they shut you down? What if they figure out, you are using a VPN? Well, you could have a lot of risk riding there. Whereas you use something like Unimex and you have this kind of upside opportunity. And the beautiful thing about Unimex is they're always innovating. They're always launching new things. Go check them out on Twitter at Unimex Network. They've added a ton of new things here. So this is the awesome thing. They've talked about, for these U.S. clients, there's a big problem is a lot of these margin trading protocols that are centralized can't accept U.S. clients just because of the SEC laws and all these different things in the U.S. But Unimex goes around this by being a decentralized exchange, just like Uniswap. In emerging market countries like India, for example, where you saw the whole country ban crypto. Well, what you actually saw at the end game was the users' access actually went up. So the people actually using the network in India after they banned it went up, didn't go down, right? So how is that? Well, anyone with an internet connection is able to access any of these decentralized exchanges. And that's why anyone can use Unimex. Highly recommend checking it out. Their token is extremely low market cap. But long term, this is a great project in my opinion. What they're doing is absolutely incredible with margin trading capabilities. I've been looking for something like this for a long time. Shout out to Unimex. So originally, when they got listed on a CoinGecko, it was around 70 cents. it pumped up to those highs, but now we've retraced back basically down to these levels, right? So we're basically back down to these lows. So it is an interesting opportunity to get in on. You could make a nice little 10x gain there, depending on where you got in. So anyways, let's take a look back here at the Bitcoin charts. So like I said, we saw that nice little inverse head and shoulders. I was able to make that trade there. I pulled profits around these levels. I was a little bit more conservative just because you never know in these markets. I entered right around here where we broke that line there. I set my stop loss around these levels, if I'm correct. It was like around 1.5% stop loss. And this was, I think I did this on like 5x leverage, but I pulled profits right around here. It was right around 10%. Yeah. So right around these levels is where I pulled profits, and I'm glad I did that, just because it sets myself up in this in this position where I'm able to make another trade. Right, you always want to be able to trade another day. So this is where you could be potentially looking for a nice little short position. Obviously, you would have wanted to enter in here, but we see this kind of increase in decline. So let's move in. This is on the 1 hour time frame right here. So we see this continuous decline, but you could set up a nice little short position here. Potentially, what I would do is set a stop loss. So I would set a fairly tight stop loss. Honestly, for a short position here, just since it's a little bit more risky, I would set it maybe at 4%, and then maybe take your stop loss. So right there, 4%, and then take your profit a little bit closer down at the bottom, where maybe we could touch the bottom of this symmetrical triangle if we did push back down. So right around here. Let me go here. All right, so let's extend this back over. Let's go here. Boom. Okay, so now that we have that set up, you can see, okay, how exactly would this play out? Well, if you set your take profit around these levels, you could have that nice little 2-to-1 gain. I would be doing maybe a 2 to 3x leverage here. Obviously not financial advice. You have to do your own research. Go watch Global TA, the Global Technical Analysis series. New course drops every Sunday on that one. So go check out that recent one, link down below in the description, like I said, so you can understand these markets better. When I record these videos, it's basically for people that don't, it's not like super technical analysis, like it's not super advanced TA. It's for people that are just kind of looking, okay, what are some trade setups? But as far as Bitcoin goes, this potential short position would be a nice little play, but I would have that tight stop loss there because we could go to retest these levels, right? Like, currently, the trend is your friend, yes, but if you pull out some of these ribbons, potentially we are a little bit, we could see a little bit of a bounce here, maybe a retest off of these levels before we go down further. But that's just kind of what I'm looking at currently. We kind of have seen these bounces off here, but the other position that I would, always keep in mind here is this kind of other upside play where, let's say we do have this massive push up out of here and we maybe see price go a little bit higher. I would set a really tight stop loss, and I would only enter in off of a retest off of this line. So let's say price went like this, kind of in the short term went like this, broke up, retested, then had that massive push. You see off of all of these, we never really had that retest, right? So we had this test off of these lines, break down, test off of these lines, break up, right? So we've never actually had a test here where we've confirmed and then gone down, right? So that's what we're looking for out of these top levels. And again, how you measure the price target there is this line right here. So boom, whoops. Let me go back here to cross and here. Okay, so you would take the actual base of this triangle and then you're able to measure down like that and like that, okay? So that's how you measure you just take the base of the triangle. But moving back onto Unimex, again, this incredible leverage trading platform. So trading on margin is an efficient way to maximize trading gains while offsetting the credit risks of counterparties. Over the last 10 years, it has expanded to rapidly in traditional finance, with more and more assets and more counterparty types being required to post both initial margin and variation margins in regulatory regimes around the world. So the margin doesn't need to be cash, but can be other assets and securities that an investor already holds. Using these other assets as collateral for margin trading can maximize both the utility and returns of the overall portfolio. In the crypto-based decentralized finance, margin trading has been impossible until Unimex came around. And really what they were able to do is bridge this gap of just having kind of spot trading, right? So just kind of what Uniswap is doing currently, or what PancakeSwap or what SushiSwap is doing, where it's really just the spot trading, right? So you're not actually able to trade leverage like you are on Binance, like you are on Femex or Bybit, but with all of those, you have very, very high limitations and they're centralized. But Unimex is completely decentralized. And with Unimex.trade is basically Uniswap, PancakeSwap, decentralized finance protocols that facilitate trustless margin trading in native ERC20 and BEP20 tokens without the use of centralized oracles or servers. So all trades are settled on-chain with transparent liquidity reserves and all actions, such as opening and closing trades, are censorship-resistant smart contracts interactions, withdrawals and deposits are always online and cannot be disabled. Before Unimex launch, there was no direct way to short or long ERC20 or BEP20 tokens, despite hundreds of millions of dollars of daily trading volumes in DeFi. So that is something you have to take in mind. Sadly, you cannot trade BTC, as far as I know, on Unimex, but basically what this allows you to do is, okay, see these positions and go, okay, let's just take a look at what exactly has the market been doing, what exactly has been going on here. Let's go to CoinGecko. I was going to go to CoinMarketCap, but I pulled up Canva and see, okay, a lot of things that we talked about in this morning's daily DeFi are on the rise today. Obviously, right now we're seeing kind of everything just moving sideways in the 1 hour time frame, but a lot of the decentralized finance tokens were doing quite well. And obviously in the short term here, since Bitcoin is in the drop and most things are correlated with it, like I talked about in this little miniature drop here we're having with Bitcoin, these kind of couple of past red candles, that is what has caused this kind of a market push down. But just the beginning of today, we saw this kind of market push up. And that is what I've been watching, keeping your eye on kind of the pulse of this market. What's actually driving this market from a technical point of view? Well, that comes down to Bitcoin. And because Bitcoin dominance is still relatively high, Bitcoin drives a lot of this market. Hopefully moving forward in the next bull market, we won't see this happen as much. But that's kind of the reality of the situation we are in now. So that's basically all for today's episode. Again, go follow Unimex on Twitter. Follow us at investglobal_IO. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments or reach out to us on Telegram. Let me know what your price targets are for Bitcoin, what your trade setups are. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, button all, invest global, and until next time.